Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be talking about the Mix Scout. So, why? Because the Mix Scout, something should be happening to the Mix Scout. So, obviously we got the Mix Scout back in November of 2023, very controversial when it was announced, far less controversial when it actually released, generally speaking, but the thing is that the Mix Scout's end date was given as April 30th, May 1st, pretty much, of 2024, which is giving people the idea, the rightful idea, that the Mix Scout is going to be updating about every half a year, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Roll credits. There you go. We're done. But yeah, whatever. So the Mix Scout is going to be updating probably around May 1st. It should be anyway. And what will that entail? For one, obviously for the Mix Scout, as we know, the general format just stay the same. One sync, you can only use paid gems, you can only get 1 pair, 3 pairs, or 5 pairs from each selected pull type, yada yada, right? But I'd say that the biggest thing, of course, is that the roster is going to be updated, and Mix Red is going to be floating into the general roster, and we're going to be getting a new actual Mix Scout character, sync pair, whatever. Which is awesome, for sure. So obviously the way the Mix Scout works right now is that we have the featured sync pair, which is Mix Red, and then we have the entire unfeatured pool, which includes every general pool 5-star, well, every general pool character, as well as every single Pokefair, variety, special costume, seasonal, I think that's pretty much it, and I guess mix sync pairs in the unfeatured pool. All of them together, which is pretty insane, right? So that it basically just means you have a very good chance of pulling a random limited unit that could be very good, or you could, of course, get shafted. Either way, it's a way to spend paid gems, a way for them to make some passive income, and I'd say that's probably pretty effective. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to know about the Mix Scout as it is right now, is, of course, all of the sync pairs. Back when it released in November, it had every sync pair up to November 1st. It did not include Sigma Suit Roxy, who I believe dropped on the same day, and it did not include anyone after that, and it never updated. I'm pretty sure it does not include Ryuki or, who was the other Spotlight? Was it just Ryuki, actually? Was Ryuki our latest Spotlight? I don't remember. No, we got Tierno, right? Yeah, Tierno. But anyway, so it does not include Ryuki or Tierno. I think it includes Lenora. I think so. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, we're going to be talking about what is going to be updating with the Mix Scout, and we're going to be saying who maybe could be the new Mix sync pair, which it's really going to be a shot in the dark, but we're going to propose some ideas. So anyway, if we go ahead and look at the sync pair tracker, look, there is definitely room for human error in this image, because I did this in about probably less than 10 minutes of selecting sync pairs, making sure it was correct. I could have made a mess up. There definitely is opportunity for me to have screwed up, right? This list, as if my mouse will not stop right-clicking, includes every single limited unit that is not a 4-star, like Tina Sawyer Rachel, or a Master Fair, like New Champion Leaf, Sigma Suit Serena, New Champion Red, whatever, and it does not include free-to-play characters, right? So free-to-play characters, 3 and 4 stars, Master Fairs, or limited 4 stars. So every general pool 5-star and every other limited 5-star is on this list. Because obviously we will be getting the limited 4 stars, but their rates should not change because they are in the 4-star pool. The 4-star pool has not updated ever, besides, obviously, Tina's in it, but she was already in the Mix Scout before, so those rates should not change, and the 3-star rate should not change either. We're looking for the 5-star rate changes, right? I don't remember the exact odds of everything. I know that currently it is 0.025% chances at pulling a specific unit in the Mix Scout. Obviously, it all adds up to 2%, or, well, 7% alongside Mix Red. And in this specific image, there is the fact that Special Costume Barry and Special Costume Celine, wherever she is, are highlighted. And I want to say that I don't think they're going to be in the Mix Scout. There's a possibility, but of course their sync pair scouts have not ended as of the time that the Mix Scout should be resetting, so, there's also the probability that they won't be in there. Also, want to say that when the Mix Scout does reset, the banner ends and a new one starts, you will keep your scout points. If you have 1 scout point, 9 scout points, 99, 100, 299 scout points, whatever you've got, that will be carrying over to the new Mix Scout. So you will be able to save, and if you want to maybe get up to 291 or something like that, and then be able to pity the new Mix Scout unit on the first day, or a new character that's going to be updated in the pool on the first day, that's a possibility, right? And I would not choose the mix unit from that pity just because you're going to get them in your Mix Scout pools generally. So do keep that in mind. Your pity should stay, right? Assuming they worded everything right, it should carry over whenever it ends, right? The Mix Scout is a Synchro Scout that is planned to return multiple times after the previous one has ended. The scout points you earned will be carried over each time, right? So it should be. And the sync pairs appearing in sync pairs may be updated with each instance. Obviously, none of this is confirmed, right? This is confirmed that where your points will transfer over, right? But there is no exact confirmation that the pool will be updating to what we think it will update to. There's a good chance, but there's also the chance that they don't do it, or don't do it exactly as you would think. So do keep in mind all of this is with a grain of salt. So currently the pool for any 5-star general pool or limited is a 0.025% pool chance, which is, very diluted, but that equals out to a 5% total plus the 2% for mixed red, right? And if we want to look at which characters are going to be added to the Mix Scout that are not already in it, these, which is a lot smaller of a list than I feel like most were probably thinking about, but also it's only been half a year, and it's also the fact that they're the first Mix Scout obviously had a ton of sync pairs because it was the first ever one. It included everything. This only includes half a year's worth of new stuff. Either way, I mean, the pool's definitely getting some good upgrades, right? Good additions. Special Costume Adamant and Eriott are great. Palentine's Candace is great. Roxy, Sigma Suit Roxy and Sigma Suit Pierce. Dahlia, Jacques, Selene and Elio are pretty good. I think Elio is a pretty solid variety unit in some different situations, right? So, I mean, there he is. Variety Falconer is pretty good. Mixed Red will be going into the general pool rate. That's why I'm assuming that's what they mean, is he's not going to be featured anymore. He's going to be going into the same general rate as all these other 5-stars, so he will be at the same pool rate as someone like Variety Agatha, or Inga, or Sigma Suit Steven, or Fall Iris, right? Those same type of odds. And of course, we also got all these down here, right? Elaine, Penny, Iono, Grusha, Chase, Volo should be going in since his banner ended alongside Jacques. Holiday Viola, New Year's Wallace, Holiday Sycamore, New Year's Claire, Palentine's Victor, and obviously all of the other prior mentioned characters. How many characters is this total? This is what? We got 4, 7, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 22. I think 22 sync pairs should be going into the Mix Scout, and 21 new characters, and then Mixed Red should be transferring to the general pool with the new exchange of a new 2% Mix Scout unit. So what are the odds going to be? That's probably what people are here for. What are the odds going to be of playing these sync pairs? Well, I got the notepad up, right? I needed to note down everything. So I counted it up from this entire list. You can recount if you want to. You can recount this whole list if you think I may have miscounted, or you can maybe include some sync pairs that I may have forgotten. Because again, I did all of this in the span of like 10 minutes or so, and selecting sync pairs and counting them all up. So there's definitely like some room for error. I may have just forgot something, or included something on accident, or discluded something on accident. That's how humanity works. We're not perfect. Anyway, I calculated up that we have 221 total sync pairs that are going to be 221 total 5-star sync pairs. This does not include Tina, Sawyer, or Rachel, and this does not include any 3 or 4 stars, right? Just 5 stars that are going to be going into the Mix Scout, so it also does not include Master Pairs. It's 221 total sync pairs, 219 if we exclude Barry and Selene. There are 45 limited strikes, which I use this to count up total from all of the varieties, the Poke Fairs, seasonals, and special costumes. Counted all those up, and Mix Scout for field. 45 limited strikes, 44 without Barry, 54 limited techs, 44 limited supports, 5 limited sprints, 8 limited fields, 7 without Selene, and I guess 6 if you for some reason don't want to include Mixed Red, but I mean he's going to be in there. 156 total limited sync pairs, 154 if we do not include Celine and Barry. Again, I'm not including Celine and Barry just because it's very likely that they will not be in the Mixed Scout, but there's also a possibility that they will, so whatever. And then obviously there is a total of a 7% 5-star pull rate. 2% of that will be going to the new mix unit, and then 5% will be going to the 219 sync pairs. I went conservative and just excluded Special Costume Celine and Barry, because realistically, if you just add those 2 sync pairs into this total, the number difference is going to be very minor anyway. So, yeah. And then this should be your pull rates. The way I got this number was I divided 219 by 5, and it got me this number, which should be your percent pull rate for any individual 5-star out of the 219. And then 3.515% is going to be your pull rate for any limited sync pair, which I just multiplied this number by 154. That's all it is, and that's why it says it down here. It does not include Tina, Sawyer, or Rachel, and of course it does not include Celine and Barry as well. So 3.515% pull rate for any random limited sync pair, which includes any variety, poke fair, seasonal, or special costume sync pair. Which, I mean, that's pretty good, right? 3.5% pull rate. Does that make it like a... Yeah, that makes it a... out of the 5%, you've got yourself I don't know what the conversion rate on that is. If we compare... It's what, 3.5 versus 1.5? So it's what, like a 65% chance or like a 70% chance or something compared to a 30% chance? I don't know. I don't know how to convert those numbers to be ratios. Anyway, so yeah, out of the 5% rate, you've got a 3.51% rate to pull a limited unit and about a 1.485% chance to pull a general pull unit, which that's pretty good, right? Also consider these are just the limited upgrades. Also, we're going to be getting, of course, Tierno, Ryuki. I think Lenora's not. I think Lenora's in the Mixed Scout. I don't really remember, so I keep thinking it's whoops. General pull, yeah, general pull. Yeah, we're going to be getting Ryuki and Tierno in there as well, so that's going to be some additions to the general pool, right? Which is why the rates are a little bit different, of course. Overall, though, I mean, the rates are probably going to be about roughly the same, I would say, relative to what we've gotten already. I mean, if I want to math it up, I think we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 22. Again, that's what we had before. If we want to calculate that up, 0.025 times, if we take out, we got 219 sync pairs, take out 22, that would leave us with 197. Yeah, that math don't add up. Oh wait, no, that math does add up, I'm an idiot. Take out this number, that's what I wanted to do. That'd be 152, that'd be 132. That should be our current pull rate for any limited, our current percentage rate for any current limited 5-star in the Mixed Scout. So we are getting a actual boost, small boost in our chances to pull a limited unit compared to what we currently have. Because again, this is my estimated guess because I'm pretty sure it's 0.025% for a random limited unit as it is right now in the Mixed Scout. Just gonna put that there. So that is an upgrade, of course. 3.5% is a better chance than 3.3%. It's not a massive increase, but it is an increase nonetheless, and I wanted to note that down. Probably should have done this before, but I mean, there you go. It wasn't too hard to do. Just substitute whatever the current, whatever is going to be added in with what we currently have, or what the total is going to be, and you can just multiply that. Either way, so good upgrade. And I guess the final bit that I want to talk about is what will the new Mixed Scout sync pair be? What will they be like? So Mixed Red really set a good precedent for what the Mixed Scout unit should be, because for one, he's a field type, right? A field, obviously, back then, pretty limited, still pretty limited now as a overall typing to obtain. And not field strike, though. We have enough of those. But, I mean, he was good. He is good, right? He's got the defensive abilities. His defensive stats are pretty solid, all things considered. I mean, really good HP. His defenses are fine. He's buffing his own defenses, applying gradual healing. He's got mini potions. His Giga Frenzy plant hits like a truck, right, off of his 376 special attack stat, lowering enemy special defense, not lowered in power even if there are multiple targets. Pretty easy to spam, being 2 gauge. Sync move Sync Nuke is not really that impressive, but 150% in total multipliers here is going to be giving you also grassy terrain, very good for your grass team. He's got himself the very great self-sufficiency. His moves never miss. His moves are always crits. He maxes his offenses, well, +4 on entry. He debuffs enemy attack and special attack, attack or special attack, or both when hitting an enemy. He's also able to poison with Toxic Chance on Razor Leaf. He's got a lot of stuff. That's the point. This guy's got a lot of stuff that makes him good. Like, he's definitely a top-tier grass unit, and he's just a pretty top-tier unit in general, especially for the fact that he's very easy to obtain in quotes, right? I mean, you do have to spend money, which is already a bad thing, but, I mean, if you are spending money and you're pulling on the Mix Scout, you're going to get this guy very passively. So, especially from the fact that I've gotten him like 12.5 times, like fucking 20 times I've gotten this unit. But I mean, his quality of kit sets a pretty big precedent for what we should expect of the new mix units, right? Whoever that may be. And speaking of who should it be? Well, I think we've got ourselves probably about three or four different chances. For one, they could be Kanto pampering, right? And that means that the next mix unit could be Leaf. Leaf and who? Doesn't really matter. I mean, it could be a Leaf in Blastoise. I could definitely see that. It could be a Leaf in literally anyone, right? I mean, there's a lot of popular Kanto mons. They could just pop in someone random. Like maybe like Leaf in Gyarados or something. Or Leaf in fucking, I don't know, Arcanine, whatever. Something like that, right? They could pop in like a random popular Kanto Pokemon with Leaf and say it's done, give her a good kit, and be on their way. I also think they could be going the protagonist route, which could also include Leaf, but I feel that may include Lyra, Chris, or Ethan next. Maybe going in order of region, right? Could do Lyra or Chris. Maybe it could be with Kanto starters. Not Kanto starters, Johto starters, right, with Feraligatr, Typhlosion, or Meganium. Obviously, we do already have another Feraligatr with Silver, so I don't, Silver and Chris share their Feraligatr, so I don't think it's going to be that. I do not think we have any Typhlosion or Meganium dupes right now, so it could be up in the air. I don't think they would do another Grass mixed sync pair, so probably another Typhlosion, right, a Fire-type mixed sync pair with maybe Chris or Lyra, whichever one. Probably Lyra, realistically speaking. Or maybe they could just be going the popular route and doing a next popular character, which obviously that's pretty big amount of characters, but maybe they could do Cynthia, right? Personally, I think Cynthia is going to be an anniversary character, but also considering the fact that we just had Neo Champion Red as an anniversary character, and then, 2 months later, effectively, we got Neo or Mix Red, so I could see us getting Mix Cynthia now, and then about 2 months later, well, pretty much like 4 months later, getting anniversary Cynthia. I could see it. It makes sense. Or, of course, they could just, instead of doing that, they could do the exact same thing and just do and Mix Cynthia in November when they update the Mix Scout again. Or at least when they should update the Mix Scout again after this update in May, right? Because it seems to be every half a year. So someone like Cynthia could be with like Spiritomb, could be with Melodic, whatever her team is, Roserade. I don't think Roserade, unless it's Poison type, because, again, we already have another mixed grass type here. But I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter that much. I can't really put in any theories on what the kit's going to be like. I can't put in too many theories on what the character's going to be like. It's probably going to be a relatively popular character, like Lyra, Cynthia, Steven, or like Leaf, right? These protagonists, other popular characters. Could be that, could not be that. And yeah, the kit quality, though, I expect to be good. It could be a sprint unit to mirror a field unit. It could be another field unit, or it could just be either. It could be neither. It could be a tech or a striker, a support. Who knows? But I do expect that the kit quality will be overall about the same, just in general, in terms of how useful they will be in pulling and how viable they are. Because obviously they want you to pull on the Mix Scout, they want you to spend your gems, so making the featured sync pair that is only available on the Mix Scout worth it is your best bet of actually making people pull on this sync pair scout. But whatever, that's my overall thoughts. Again, these are the pull rates. We should be getting a 3.5% pull rate for any limited sync pair with the additions of the sync pairs here. Definitely a great upgrade. I've been saving my paid gems for about 2 weeks in order to do pulls on the Mix Scout when it first updates. I should be relatively close to a pity within a few weeks, I hope. But yeah, I'll see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed. Good luck if you're going to be summoning on the new Mix Scout. Let's hope it's a sync pair that is good and popular, or at least something that someone likes, right? Which I'm sure there will be. But yeah, I'll see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed.